Now you see me. Yeah, that probably wasn't very funny. Anyway, Now You See Me was actually pretty good. I'm still not sure whether I'm going to give it a 9 or a 10. Either way, it got a high rating, and ultimately, I think, beat Fast and Furious. There were some drawbacks to it, but not many. So, in the introduction, they introduced the four characters, these four magicians, and quickly all four of them are brought together by some mysterious man. So this is plenty of mystery to it too. You skip to 1 year later. They have a successful Vegas show created by some guy named Arthur Tesler. During it, the Four Horsemen, as they are now known, transport a man to his bank and then back. But when he comes back, he has all the bank's money. Immediately, the FBI arrests them. It's funny so far, and it continues after the FBI has no choice but to let them go because they have no proof, even though they know they did it. After they're After they're let go, the FBI seeks out help from Thaddeus Bradley, played by none other than Morgan Freeman, and he reveals how the trick was done. There are minutes of unimportant things that pass, and then at the second show, minor spoilers here, if you're not, just so you know. At the second show, they digitally steal some guy's 147 million and give it to the audience split up in random amounts. It turns out the guy they stole from ran an insurance agency that wouldn't give money to the audience when they fell on hard times. Well, no problem now, as the money's been stolen. A chase ensues, then ends with the four horses getting away. The four horses, by the way, are J. Daniel Atlas, Merritt McKinney, Henley Reeves, and Jack Wilder, and they are played by Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrison, Isla Fisher, and Dave Franco. And the agent that is chasing them, Dylan Rhodes, is played by Mark Ruffalo. Morgan Freeman plays someone named Thaddeus Bradley. I'll get to him in a minute. And Dylan Rhodes' partner, Alma Dre, is an Interpol agent, and she is played by Melanie Laurent. And that rich man that gets his money stolen, one other person, Arthur Tressler, is played by Michael Caine. Now, they all had very good acting in this movie. But I mean, you have to give me a break on that one, since they're only called the Four Horsemen, the Four Horsemen throughout pretty much the entire movie. Maybe their names are mentioned once, certainly the agents is. But anyway, after that chase, the two FBI agents describe what the horses are trying to do, and that is join something known as the Eye. More specifically, Alma Dre, she describes how the Four Horsemen are trying to join this Eye. They have to do three big stunts, each one bigger than the last, and then they will get to do this. And there were a lot of twists and turns in this movie, so I couldn't. I was on the edge of my seat around every turn. So anyway, this is the point in time where they find out Dylan Rhodes' phone is bugged. When they were captured and sent to jail for temporarily for questioning, in that scene, for a while, Jack Wilder, one of the horsemen, has Dylan's phone. So he ends up getting it back, but it turns out there's a bug in it. The second capture attempt is made, and it also fails after the second show. It's lengthy and it includes a car chase, ending with one horse's car exploding, and it looks like he is dead. Is he really dead? Well, this is a magic movie, so I don't think he is. It also comes into question the Interpol agent. Is she working with the horses? Is Amadre actually in on it? Now someone new takes the case, and that would be Merritt McKinney, played by Woody Harrelson. Then it's revealed that a warehouse has been robbed. Turns out one of the FBI agents has actually been hypnotized, like they had done once earlier in the movie. They don't know they're doing it, right? Well, they managed to catch the safe before it actually leaves the property. This is going to be their third grand trick, so they decide to follow the safe. But then, more Thaddeus Bradley comes into play, and he gets there and he's like, "You know that there's not going to be any money in that safe, right?" And they open it up, and sure enough, balloons. All there are balloon animals. It's funny, and I was like, I knew it. Parts of this movie were predictable, and parts weren't. But they were those moments where you're going to be like, of course. Then it's revealed that that lady is not with the horses, and that kind of surprised me a little. That she was actually not with the horses, namely Alma Dre. Anyway, they perform their third trick, which is this grand thing where they actually leap off a tall building and disappear into nothing. They disappear into a huge thing of money that just comes flying out of nowhere on everyone, and it's just amazing. And I'll tell you, that would have been great in 3D. Not as great as Fast and Furious would have been, but still great. They disappear in a sudden flood of money, is what I wrote. Then they realize that the money is all fake for that third trick. Where is it? It's in Bradley's car. So he has been framed. What ends up happening now, and I did not see this coming, is Dylan Rhodes goes to confront Bradley, and during that moment it is revealed that Jack Wilde survived, as I knew he would. And they are now on their way to go join the Eye. What I didn't see coming was that it's actually the agent Dylan Rhodes behind all this. Now, I'll explain what Thaddeus Bradley does is expose magicians and how they do their tricks. A couple years ago, I forget the name of the magician, but he exposed some magician. So the magician tried a wild trick and disappeared at the bottom of a river, and his body was never found. Turns out that magician is none other than Dylan Rhodes. Just got a new identity, worked for the FBI, and now the horses didn't know that he was actually all for them. They thought he was really chasing after them, and that's the point of the movie where all four horses are gathered together. They go to meet the Eye, and the person they meet who's gonna bring them into this wonderful eye place that the movie talks about, they see the agent there. They're all like, "Oh, no way, you're the guy," and I was like, "Awesome." And before that moment comes, he tells Thaddeus Bradley that, the very guy who debunked him all those years ago, and the the expressions in this movie are priceless. All that time, it's been sitting right in front of his face. And so now he's in jail. They're all in this eye, and this eye place, it is kind of like an otherworldly worldly thing. It does exist in this movie. And then the movie ends with Dylan Rhodes and his new girlfriend, none other than Amadre. And it really ends just like that. So I've been thinking 9 or 10 for this movie. I think I'm going to give it a 9.